Basically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from FedEx Field. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First play, going to throw it. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Looking to throw again on second down. Powell. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Watson now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That'll give him 8 that time. And now it's 3rd and 3.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Watson on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Austin. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Watson. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, You're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Browns. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Howell, he'll look to throw it. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Browns lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 14-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. Howell throwing on third down here. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Browns will take over possession here up at the 44.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
The Browns drive about to get started. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Watson looks to throw again. Open man here, Schwartz, complete. Down inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Browns have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but offense hasn't been able to generate anything. You feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Foul to the air on 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
They'll roll him out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. 3rd and long. Here's Howell. Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Right back to him on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Powell.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Mitchell.
Powell throwing on first down here.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Browns are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I know that no game in the NFL is ever easy, but they're making it look that way. Everything is being done with such precision. Just on this drive alone, 3 plays, 3 first downs. If you're on defense, you're scrambling, looking at each other, trying to figure out how are we going to slow these guys down.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon.
And the Browns will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. Bulldozes past him. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll run again with Hunt. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed.
Quincy Roche there on the stop.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Here we go on 4th down. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns.
Treston Ebner with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And it is 42-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is brought in at the 21. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
We have played 3 quarters. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Back to throw, Watson.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The Browns send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, Both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
From the gun on third down, Howell.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's Tressway now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taken in at the 11. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time.
And he steps out of bounds all the way up at the midfield stripe.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Browns will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Kareem Hunt.
56 yards.
And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders.
At their own 22. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
73 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.